Hey, 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 how we doing? How was that, huh? Damn. We had 107 viewers at one point. It's crazy. Y'all are crazy. But just wanna before we start the after party here, uh we'll have a rapid fire question with Fizzer and Mercer. It's about 6 minutes. I'll play that while Ethan and I get in a Discord call and get ready. We'll be playing a game on the winner of Map of the Year, which is Landria. And we'll try to put as many seats as possible, but it'll be first come, first serve. I don't know if the settings are going to be yet, but we'll figure all that out. But for the after party, it's basically just going to be like a live Q&A. We'll be reading chat. So if you guys have any questions or tell us what your favorite parts are. There is also going to be a post-award survey that you can take. I really appreciate if you can take that so we can get some feedback, and hopefully for next year it's even better. So once again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. You have no idea. My hands were shaking when we hit 100 viewers. I couldn't even describe it, but I just want to, sorry, I'm rambling here, but Fizzer, if you're watching, I really appreciate it. And Mercer as well. You guys rock. Ethan, thanks as always. I wouldn't be able to do all this without him, and without all you guys. So here is the rapid fire questions. I'll be right back. All right.
We're back with Fizzer and Mercer to ask them 25 rapid fire questions each.
Oh, wow. Questions.
Devin and I are going to alternate questions to Fizzer, and after we've gone through all 25, we'll ask a different set of questions to Mercer. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Man, I'm so excited to ask all my burning questions.
What's your favorite Warzone map?
Small Earth.
Favorite zoo animal?
Ooh, hippopotamus.
What's your ideal breakfast?
Oh, a salad.
How much to buy Warzone?
Infinity.
What award are you looking forward to the most?
Map of the year.
Do you know Chris High personally?
No.
All right, Mrs. Doubtfire or Save It Prying Ryan?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Warzone or fake news?
Fake news.
What's Warzone going to look like in 10 years?
Better.
Sorry, that was a good answer. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Sure.
Is cereal a soup?
No.
Sorry. Is there anything about Warzone or Light that you wish you waited on?
Is there anything about Warzone that I wish I waited on? Oh, that's not a rapid fire question. I need to think about it.
That could be his answer.
Not a rapid fire question.
Warlight or Warzone?
Warzone.
Google or Yahoo?
Oh, definitely Yahoo.
Ever consider making another game alongside Warzone?
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll think about that.
Where were you on December 12th?
Which year?
Ever leave the oven on all day by accident?
No.
No, I have. I went to work. Came home, my house was baked.
I did leave the stove on once. It was on low.
Oh, that's bad too. Well, I guess if it's an electric one, it isn't as bad, but...
It was a gas one.
Oh, no.
But it was on. It was burning.
Oh, boy. When did you stop hating me?
Stop hating you? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, I never hated you.
Ever consider an official Warzone meetup?
Yeah. Well, there's already an official one in Berlin, right?
But one you host.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I kind of did that in LA this year, or last year.
Will you ever change up how open games work?
Oh, I'd be interested in hearing what you want to change.
No, I don't know.
Would you like?
I'm always interested in changing things, but I don't know.
I just want more people in open games.
You want more people in open games. Oh, so you're anti-quick match?
Yes.
I love quick match, but people don't really want to play with fun, goofy settings if they have quick match as an option.
It's true. I think there's room for both types, though.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see more people wanting to do both.
We want to play on The Colonel map.
Yes. Or
Bring them
Skittles
up.
maps.
You can do that. Just get people to vote for it.
Oof, that's hard. Have you seen some of these people? They hate us. They hated my Forcoma template.
Yeah, but you're live streamers. You have a big audience.
Oof.
Uh,
All right, next question. Fly like Superman or teleport at will?
Ooh, definitely flying like Superman.
Dream vacation spot.
The moon.
Do you always envision Warzone being developed by just yourself?
No, so I'd love to hire someone if we could ever afford it.
Will you come on the Warhole for more questioning?
Sure.
And last question here. What makes Warzone special?
Ooh, that's a difficult question. There's so many things. What makes Warzone special? I don't know. It's my life's work. It's everything that I've ever wanted in a turn-based strategy game.
Good answer. All right, Mercer, we're going to ask you 25 questions, and we're going to do the same thing. Are you ready?
Sure.
Do you like interviews?
Yes.
What's the last video game you've beaten?
Probably Mario Brothers.
What's your name?
Mercer.
If the human body could only require 4 hours of sleep, what would you do with all that extra time?
I would exercise.
Favorite Star Wars movie?
Good question. I'm going to go with the original because it
Okay.
was so groundbreaking. Episode 4.
Do you read the Warzone global chat?
No.
Pudding?
No.
Do you cry during movies?
No.
Favorite Cats character, like from the musical?
Never seen it.
How did you get the URL for Warzone.com?
Through good negotiation.
How many colors can you name?
Probably 10.
What's a fad that you got hooked into the most?
I think rollerblading.
Huh.
I never would have get. That's very specific.
I can't even try it. I've always fall down.
I used to do it when I was younger. Favorite sport?
Soccer.
What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie?
I've never seen them.
Apples or oranges?
Apples.
In life, do you think you've peaked?
No.
What's your name again?
Mercer.
Multi-attack or commanders?
Commanders.
iPhone or Android?
Android.
What's your most anticipated upcoming video game?
Warzone.
Wake up and smell the...
Roses.
Do you ever listen to music just to listen to music?
No.
Favorite car?
Tesla.
What's your favorite restaurant?
McDonald's, but not because of the food.
What is love?
A dream.
A dream. Thanks for answering these questions, guys.
That's fine.
All right. We are ready for the after party. Hope you guys enjoyed that rapid fire Q&A. Hope hope Mercer didn't think I was trying to make him say his real name. I was just joking with his by saying what's your name again? All right, I have Ethan here.
No.
Are you here? Okay.
Nope. I'm never here. I'm always gone.
All right, so we did it.
Yeah, we,
Oh,
you
shit,
know,
it's so dark. Hold up.
3 months of blood, sweat, and I cried at least once, but we made it. Pretty happy about it.
Sorry, I forgot to put the light on.
Oh my god.
Clap, 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 clap. Fish cam. Yes, fish cam. Fish cam indeed. How we doing? What was everyone's favorite part? I don't know who Blordis is, but sure.
I've never heard of him either.
Pillow look
The
like a
commercials.
fish behind you? Oh, there is a fish. I have a fish pillow. The car. Yeah, shout out to Zed for a couple lines there. Oh,
Yeah, and our friend David, he was the kid,
mhm.
which is funny.
Oh, I forgot to say real quick. Here's all the people that followed during the awards. Neblung123 followed. Thank you. General Belittlemond has followed. Mike Hunt 483. Thank you. Model X 400. Thank you. Nas no NA Swift Rage has followed. Thank you. So Tala has followed. XFair93 has followed. I already thought you were following. Not a true fan. And then Woe Hood D just followed. Thank you. And now Jack's me. Thank you for the follow. And also thank you to Trollmort for the 100 bits earlier. He popped in real quick.
Yeah, I saw that.
So thank you for that. All right. Do you have a dog called Milu? No, I don't have a dog. But Ethan, well, while I'm making the game here, what do you think the most difficult part was during the whole process, I guess?
The most difficult part for me was trying to convince myself I wanted to do it again this year because I knew how much work it was last year. I don't know. I feel like we had it down pat this time. We kind of prepped ourselves, started like 3 weeks earlier than last year, and I think we gave ourselves more time since we knew how long certain parts took.
Mm-hmm. Because for last year, well, the first year we did it live, actually live, and we sucked a lot. We really weren't sure what we were doing with it. We had a general idea, but we didn't do anything with it. And I remember for last year, we're like, okay, we want to actually make this thing a little bit more legitimate. And I remember we kind of just were doing it as it was going. We didn't really have a process. When this time around, we were like, okay, I know I need to do this. You know you need to do that by this date. And I think it was still stressful, at least for me. I don't know about you, during the last couple weeks here, just making sure everything's done because you don't know how long it's really going to take. You might run into something or whatnot, or an animation might not work, or there's a typo or something like that. So I think we did a lot better this year.
I spent a lot of time double checking all the information I had, making sure that I'm not spelling someone's name wrong or the number of games they won were incorrect or whatever. And I was making all the ribbons and certificates because last year we had like 12 typos and incorrect pieces of information on those. So glad I actually managed to make them work. Although I did in the credits spell executive wrong, so we caught that like 4 hours ago.
Yes. Sorry, I missed. Tits Maggie has followed. Awesome. Thank you. By the way, for this game, how many people are in? I know that's kind of a 46
well, obviously you
people
need
watching.
to slide me in there.
Yeah, I want to make sure you're in here, so let's do that. Do we want to do a free-for-all? Do we want to do a giant team game? I'm kind of down for a giant team game. Invite me. To be honest, I don't have everyone on my friends list, so...
It's probably going to be an open game.
Yeah.
So we'll post the link.
You
guys are smart enough. You're some of Warzone's most fantastical fans. I'm sure you can figure out how to find the game.
We'll do 40. If we can fill it, we can fill it. It'll be 2 teams. It'll be a 20v20.
Yeah.
If not, I'll lower the seats.
It's a big day, It's
a big day.
I want to give a special thanks again to Fizzer and Mercer for basically deciding that they wanted to, jump down whenever we needed them. We kind of only had a few days that we could record their lines, and they kind of jumped in the first chance they got. So it was fun. Warzone or fake news, I think we did really well. And the rapid fire questions I thought was pretty fun. So yeah. Thanks again for them stopping by.
All right, making the settings here. What settings do we want to do? Can Fizzer and Mercer play? I don't know. I don't know if they're here. I'm not sure.
And for anyone asking, the whole award show besides this after party is going up on YouTube like
Yes.
shortly. So
As soon as the
if you
stream's
miss certain
over, I'm putting
parts,
it public. So
if your internet was so terrible that you were buffering a whole lot, you'll be able to watch the entire thing in its flawless, continuous motion later on.
I'm gonna do no card settings. I don't want this to be. I don't want people to get booted because someone used a card or something like that. So I should probably put music on. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer just in case something gets muted because I'm not entirely sure if all the songs are okay.
You have to pass like was it like 7.5 minutes before and 7.5 minutes afterwards? Like all of that gets muted or something like that.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure. Please, no music. You want no music? Raise your hands if you don't want music.
I see one emoticon is raising his hand.
Just play own music. Yeah, I'll just play the what you call it? The intermission.
Over and over
Over
again.
and over again.
Oh my god, on loop.
What was everyone's favorite award that isn't not a bit or anything like that, but just favorite award? There's the survey link that Ethan just posted. If you guys can fill that out.
Well, I'll go first. My favorite award was probably Best Creative Map. Last year we had less awards last year, although we dropped a couple this time that we had last time. And as we sat over the results and we did a survey like this one here for last year, we concluded that like we only had like best map and like a worst map in quotes category, and we didn't feel like they contributed much to the conversation. So we split them up, and creative and strategic maps were at least my favorite addition to the awards. Tiba says map awards are always cool. I agree. Best new map maker, but of course the winner is going to say that. Min34 says community member of the year, of course, promoting Jeff and then getting Cowboy to win 10 out of 10.
Yeah, were there any upsets? Did people honestly think one person was going to win and then?
There was some trash talk about Elitist Africa 3.0. I saw going on. Oh shit! I guess I refresh.
Zed's in here. Jason Blake. I've seen him before.
Jason Bourne.
God,
oh, no one wants to.
So yeah, we'll try to fill up this game. If it doesn't start in like 15 minutes, we'll just go ahead.
We can always get rid of Zed if we need to make more room.
Where can we see the overview? We're personally not going to be rating like winners or anything. There will be a YouTube link, like we stated a couple minutes ago. There'll be a YouTube link to just the awards, and then there'll be a Twitch version which will have all of this, all the after party stuff.
And the winners themselves, I have to PM you guys on Warzone, your certificates, your images there.
If you want to make that your profile picture or something.
That's going to be later because I'm tired.
Yeah. How many days did we work in a row up until this point? Personally, I worked since I think last Thursday, every day. That's including working a 40-hour job where I also sit in the computer, and then you're at work too. I know you would last 4 nights for sure. 5 nights.
I was up until 3 a.m. these past 2 nights with a job that requires me to go in at like 9, do a 9 to 5. So real happy that it's all over. But it was fun. It was productive, a lot of pride. I'm happy. I got to kill David in a car twice. So
I know. What was I'm trying to think. What was your favorite? We said favorite part, but I guess that's kind of the same as saying favorite. I guess not. But was everyone's favorite like bit? Was there too many bits? Was there not enough? I don't really count Warzone or fake news as a bit, but I guess you can count that.
This is secretly a competition between Devin and I because we each edited
specific ones on our own. No, I don't.
So come on, say the Tesla ad, feed my ego.
No, I actually think the Tesla ad was our best ad. I really loved that one.
I liked it too. I was mad though because I told you this obviously, Devin, but I'll repeat it again for the audience. I assumed that our stock footage, audio, and image website didn't have any brands on there because of copyright stuff. So I made the Tesla ad assuming that I couldn't find or use Tesla footage. And then like last night, I'm on there trying to find other things for the credits, and I see a whole bunch of footage of Teslas going really fast through forests and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I could have used this, but I think what it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember you sent it to me like at 3 a.m. and I woke up the next day and you're like, watch this when you get a chance. And I'm like, oh, I'll try to. So I did like a quick shower. I had like 5 minutes before I had to leave, and I watched it. And I'm like, yo, I think it's the best one. So I would agree that the Tesla ad is pretty good.
It's funny when the little girl, or David, I guess, gets in the car. It's actually reversed footage of her getting out of the car. And you can tell because her hair whips before her head turns. So I try editing it to make it not look as obvious as possible. But
trying to think of things. I guess we're kind of now on the topic of things that we like had to alter or like compromise on or whatnot. I know for the intermission, the music video thing, due to time, I was actually going to be in it in some way or form, but then it was like Thursday night, and I'm like, I don't have time to like shoot anything. And then also there was not supposed to be any aliens in it at all. There's like a general plot of like the aliens hear the music on their planet and they go and destroy it, and then they dance instead. It's the general premise. But that didn't come until I realized, as much as how great Storyblocks is in terms of its wide variety of stock footage and whatnot, there's only so much like club stock footage that was appropriate. Because I mean, if this was like a regular stream and wasn't on behalf of Warzone, I guess I probably would have done it. But there was a lot of like girls like shaking their butts and stuff that I'm like, I could use this, but I don't want to risk it. And then like Twitch's TOS is kind of sensitive on that. So, but there was like, yeah, girls twerking, and there's a shirtless dude who was like doing really erotic things that I found, and I'm like, man, I want to use this stuff, but I can't. So I had to kind of settle with like, okay, let me try to put in the secondary plot to this. So that was one thing I had to compromise on.
Nice. I know for the credits, it wasn't initially supposed to be all women in cars, but it kind of ended up just being that way. And that's when I found all that Tesla stuff. But there was a surprising amount of like, because the stock footage website, the names of each video is like descriptions, so you can search for things. If I want to find man driving red car, a video is going to have those words in the title, and a lot of them were like sexy businesswoman sits on top of car. I'm like, I gotta skip this. Like, not for the live.
There actually was a
stream
lot of
anyway.
sexy stuff on there for some reason. People just can't get away from sexy things, I guess.
That's true.
Was Fifth Column Confederation or Discovery nominated for Best Clan? Fifth Column Confederation was.
Yes. Yep.
FCC.
Yep. I feel like, and I could be wrong, I believe the nominees for this year were nominated in the previous two Warzone awards, right?
For Best Clan? Yes. Because Best Clan the last 2 years was the Master Clan one.
And that wasn't by design either. We basically listened mostly to what the people were nominating. Mm-hmm. And no one really nominated previous nominee submissions for the last 2 years. So it worked out real nice.
Well, I think Bane and Cresona do an amazing job, and our fun guys. I don't know if they're the best at Warzone. We never claimed that. I don't know where that rumor is spreading. If we did say it, it was probably a joke.
I mean, I'm the best at Warzone, so. And I think we say that in the award for best strategic map or something.
Let's see what else. But since you had fun, both for fun games, strategically well played games, not for best game, you heard the premise for it. I mean, are you talking about best match? Because we had best match has been the hardest one. I'll be honest, that one was almost cut completely
because we don't know how to really analyze a game very well to make it sound as if we know what we're talking about.
Exactly. And that's also hard if like because people nominated certain ones, but like. There's always gonna be like trolls and stuff, so I don't know which ones are legitimately
Right.
significant. Um, in the survey, I know we mentioned would it like should we have a special like a special committee to like help pick nominees, and that might be a thing we do for something like best match or anything competitive. Because, like we said, Ethan and I are not in the competitive scene. We're not even good really at the game.
No.
So, like, when we weren't opposed to maybe in the future getting a special group of people who would help pick
A
nominees. They wouldn't be
panel.
votes. It wouldn't be votes, but it'd be
Yeah.
uh, nominees.
Jax ME says Vanguardian. Wait, how do you call that? Venergian Guard is the best clan. Fight me. Not according to all of Warzone. So, I don't think we actually said, but we did get more voting submissions this year than we did last year. So I'm
Yes.
just glad that the momentum grew and this show is just getting bigger every year.
Yeah. I think the last year we had 25 viewers. Like that was the cap, and then it fluctuated around 19. This year, our peak that I saw was 107,
Yeah,
and then an average of around 81, 82. I'm
which is
sure
nuts.
Twitch will let me look at those stats later.
Yeah,
But no, that blows my mind.
and that's thanks to Fizzer.
Yeah,
When we were
that
reaching out to
100%.
him, we were like, "Hey, is there any way you can, maybe pin a thread or something to help get the award show more recognition?" And he said, "I'll just put out a notification as soon as it goes live." I'm like, "Awesome!" And then that's clearly how a lot of you guys showed up. So thanks to Fizzer again.
But yeah, because I know a lot of people liked last year's, but still didn't know about it. Like I know I saw people in chat during the awards being like, "What is this? I didn't even know this was happening." Well, now you know. For future reference, that around late December every year, hopefully we can do this next year. That's when like nominations start, and then voting is usually around mid-January, and then the award. I think I like it better that it's February 1st, because last 2 years we did it on January 20th, so we gave ourselves an extra week, and I think that did help.
It did wonders for my sleep,
Yes.
even with those 3 a.m. Work sessions.
I will say I was fatigued this whole week, but I think
Yeah.
it doesn't help that I'm also on the computer all day at work.
I can't wait to play some video games again.
I know I haven't watched anything really.
I took a break. There was a night where we were working hard over Discord, and I was like, I need to step off. Like I'm going to bed early, and I didn't end up going to sleep. Instead, I watched Batman v Superman, the 3-hour cut. And I'm like, I don't know if this is like considered relaxing or what, or if this is just more stress because this movie sucks. But
all right, we have almost Team B filled. How many spots is there left? 3. What if I...
about 13 seats left to be filled.
I'm thinking of removing 3 seats on each team. 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
T-Best kind of confirmed a steady 80 plus viewership, which the Twitch
that blows my mind.
statistics will give an actual peak and an actual average than what the counter says while you're live. So it's pretty exciting.
And now if you guys stay for the next 12 streams I do, I can be qualified for a partner. That's how it works. You have to have 12 streams on 12 different days. Not like you can't do it, obviously, 7 days a week, but it's more just like different days in the month. Then have an active chat room. So not just viewers, a chat room of 75 to get partner, which is super high. I'll probably never get, but the fact that I've got to see 100, like if this never happens again, it is what it is. But like, I can die being like, man, I did it. But thanks to Ethan once again, thank you, buddy, and Fizzer for the alert. I can't keep saying. I'm gonna say thank you all day, but it is what it is. He didn't have to do that, but I guess it makes it more official for us too, because we do put a lot of time in it, and there was other Warzone awards in the past, but we wanted to make this like as legitimate as possible. So.
Yeah, this is a community run thing, but we take it so seriously in our production. I will make a definitive statement here. Our production levels were really high. That I think this is as close as official as Warzone gets, and I'm happy that we get to be the ones that are a part of it.
Yeah, because it started off as like kind of a joke. We're like, oh, we should do a Warzone
I mean, the
Awards.
original Warzone Awards was literally like a slideshow.
Yeah, I had a PowerPoint kind of thing, and I would just go through it, and then we were just live talking, and like most of the time we are like, I don't know what to say here, and like you could tell if you watch it again. Then next year was like, okay, this is the new bar. This is the bar, and I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we broke it? Not excluding viewership or anything like that. Do you think that this awards was just better than last
Well,
year's?
all the stock footage and stuff definitely helped knock it over the edge. But this award show is a lot more consistent than the one we did last year. Last year, I had so many ideas for graphic design stuff that I wasn't able to keep certain things consistent. Like I said, like last year, so this year, all the nominees had a ribbon that had, the award that they're nominated for, their name, and it was mostly copy paste. Because last year I did like trading cards for every single nominee,
Yeah, I remember
and I joked and said there was like 12 typos or mistakes. Like there's probably more than that legitimately, because it was just like, or like someone's nominated for multiple awards, so like they had very similar cards, and we had the wrong card go up at the wrong time.
Yeah,
This was a lot more consistent, and it looks way more professional. And the certificates kind of replaced the cards in terms of like cool, fun stats.
yeah. There's some stuff that we actually simplified. I don't know if people noticed, but like some of the animations actually simplified from last year to make it less chances of human error. But I also think it looked cleaner. Some stuff did stay the same. Like a lot of the animations for the ribbons coming down actually took the skeleton of last year's animation for the cards from that and just changed like the spacing on them and the timing. But yeah, there was some stuff that I'm like, okay, I know last year this took way too long and it wasn't even worth it. There was some like different things in the background for like, because we got story blocks, right? If we didn't have story blocks, all the background images would have been like, half of it would be like us digging on Google Images for free use stuff.
Royalty free, yeah.
Royalty free, and that's so hard to do and time consuming. And then you really don't even know if it's royalty free in the end.
It's
But
kind of
also,
like
it's boring. It's boring, I think, too. If you had, so for some of them, like best tournament, I really didn't know what to do. Honestly, I'll be honest with that, and that's why I kept like a static image more for those. But I'm like, I can't do this for all of them. You know what I mean? So for Blitz, for example, I had a sprinter because I'm like, okay, what's a Blitz? I don't know.
Right.
Fast, someone going fast. I don't know. But
yeah, like one of our main goals for just the idea of the show in general, not specifically this year, is to make it 100% a standalone product. Nothing is borrowed from things that we don't own, and the things that are there are so much of a fair use, like random people's profile pictures. It's fair use in this case. We didn't want to like we didn't want to take Old Town Road off YouTube, rip it, and then upload it for the
but
credits.
we wanted to. If we were super big, I would have been like, I would have DM'd Lil Nas on Twitter, be like, "Yo, dude."
But we didn't want to just steal it because it's going to get copyright claimed. It's going to get taken down, or it's going to not feel as if like 100% of what's here was made by us. So
yes, because we wanted it to fade out. I think originally with Lil Nas X's like face as it going, doing the whistle noise, and then have the credits start. But we didn't do it. Actually, we forgot that award. Legitimately, when we were joking in the award itself, saying we forgot an award, that actually was legitimate because we recorded it a week later, being like, "Oh shit, we have to do that." We forgot.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first things we did when we made the awards was like, hey, best soundtrack needs to be back because it's a joke.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we sunsetted it in a nice way.
Yeah, it's
Finally,
probably not coming back.
The streak was broken. Chris High, not any longer. He's low. We got Lil Nas X coming back. He's riding up on that high horse.
Yeah, because I know like some people didn't like it the first year. They're like, "That's stupid."
But, and I can kind of see if someone was trying to look at this as like, this is the Oscars of Warzone, or this is such a super serious, these awards matter. Having a joke award that is like presented as seriously as all the other awards, it might not feel as legitimate to those people. So I'm like I think I Googled imaged the icon for the Grammys, and then I like traced over that, put like a gold grainy filter on
Yeah.
it, and then put Little Nas X's photo on it.
But what was I gonna say? I'm trying to
4
think.
seats left in the game.
Yeah, it's been fluctuating around 4.
5 seats left in the game.
I feel like be moving teams. How about this? I'll remove one spot.
And congrats to all of our winners. Yeah, obviously, your merits showed why you deserve the awards. And I'm sure a lot of the people that voted for the winners are happy that they won. We don't release results down to a T. We just announce who won. But I will say some awards were very contested. They were like so close. And I was actually surprised. Like the winner was one day this person, another day this person. Like it was cool to see.
There was one award, I don't know if you want to say. There was one that had all 5 of its nominees were within 2 or 3 votes from winning it. There was one award that was.
We won't say what it is, but I was like, this is.
I thought it was gonna be this, and then like
and
I
they
remember
didn't feel like they were like people like joking around or anything either. Like they were legitimate, you know. Like that's why I love this, you know, people being passionate about this game.
Mm-hmm. And then there was. There was one of the, I think, bigger awards too that came down to, I think, 2 votes. I think that was our closest one.
Yeah.
And then there was other ones that were 3 or 4.
1 seat left.
Who
wants to take it?
I'm sure
also, take that post awards survey. Post it once more in the chat, and we'll give it a rest from the link. But take it. Let us know your honest feedback. It actually did inform us this year about what we wanted to do when, you know, because we're like, oh, did we do too many bits, or are there not enough awards? Is the whole show too long? Is it too short? We had all these questions last year, and the survey was pretty honest. It felt like to me, and we took a lot of the advice that was in there. So
so
you
feel free
can
to
help shape the next year of Warzone Awards.
Yes. But yeah, feel free to be honest in it. Like if you really didn't like something, say why. But don't just be like, if you're gonna say this is trash, I'm gonna ignore it and move on. So game is up, by the way. But if you had actual, you know, criticism and you have a good reason why, then, you know, let us know. Let us know. All right, there's so many colors.
Good thing it zooms in on where you are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna worry about my section here. This is probably the biggest game
next to an enemy
I posted. I think this guy's on my team. Pretty sure. Is this Gulami? How do I say that? Gilami? Who's leaving? Good night, Wohood. Thanks for Dutch Desire. Thanks for coming out. All right, I guess I'll. Is Gray on my team? Is Gray on our team? Not that Gray. I don't think. I think Lionheart. Yeah, Lionheart's Gray.
There should be a way to like special outline opponents.
I mean, I could just change the colors of all of them to one color, but then it'll look like they're winning. Done with the survey.
If you go to attack someone and it says, "Do you want to treat your teammate as an enemy?" Then you at least know that the person's on your team.
I don't know what to do. I guess I'll probably be dead anyways in 2 turns. Maybe someone will get booted. I don't know.
That's bound to happen.
I gave a pretty.
Did you ever say what your favorite award was?
Oh no, I don't think I did. I don't want to agree with you with best creative map, but I do want to say it's best creative map. But because that was one award that we talked about last year, and I'm glad to see it come to fruition. You know, because I know we had worst map. I think we talked about. Did you mention that we had worst map last year, and like it was supposed to be. It's so bad, it's good. Not saying that's what creative map is, but we still wanted to there's a lot of cool creative maps that were in worst map of the year that I actually thought were like, yeah, this isn't like strategic at all, but it
Hmm.
looks cool or it's goofy and it's honest to itself, and I can really appreciate that. Like there was one I think for 2018 that had the Kraken fighting a battleship or whatever, and it was just like so crazy. But I could tell that they put effort into it and tried their best, and I'm like, you know what? I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that because it is. I just love when people just put their 110% into something, and so
Yeah.
that's what kind of
I
creative. The best creative map I think is for, at least for me. So
mhm.
that was one I really liked, and then best strategic map is more for a Rise of Rome kind of map
Type of map. Yeah.
where it can be
Yeah.
ugly or basic.
We got rid of worst map because I feel like a lot of people didn't understand the so bad it's good as being like, oh, this map sucks, ha ha ha. Last year, Fortnite won worst map, and I almost felt bad giving the award to Mutter Ducker because be like, here, like I had to like I think I gave like a little explanation, be like, hey, this is because the map is so like so creative in like a way that a lot of people think is embarrassing or something. But at least he won best large map this time, so all wrongs are righted in the end.
Cleavar says I should change all the colors, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to change them all to sea green.
Ugh.
So it looks like they're winning, but they're not. All right. Oh, by the way, there's no Warhol tonight. Usually Warhol is on at 7:30, so 2 hours from now.
Oh my god, it's 5 p.m. I've
Yeah.
wasted all day sitting in this chair.
Yeah, we both of us had to get off from work from this. So
Yep.
there we go. Sea green, sea green. Man, now it's like crazy that's over. Like I feel a sigh of relief, but also I'm like
Aw.
it happens
Yeah.
happened so quick almost. Like it felt long during the process, but then you realize how quick.
Yep.
Hey,
And
I'm
all of our
sick.
memories of this will fade like tears in rain until
Exactly.
next year's awards.
Until next year's awards. Yeah, how many days exactly? If we did it on,
If we did it on February
well, I
1st, and
guess
it's
it'd be 365.
365 days.
That was a dumb question.
But we started working on this early December. Um, so I guess 10 months.
I mean, we talked about stuff in November, but yeah, we didn't really sit down. We're like, okay, here's the awards. Here's what our ideas are. Here's what bits we wanted to do. I'm trying to think, were there any bits we added last minute besides, I guess, best soundtrack?
Um, I mean, what I did for the credits, I literally thought up the night before it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Most of the Tesla ad I thought about while I was at work, and I messaged Zed, I think that morning. I was like, "Hey, I need these lines," and he didn't even like say, "Okay, sure." All of a sudden, I just get three MP3 files, and then I texted David, who's moving today, so unfortunately he was not able to watch live. I said, "Hey, if you didn't pack your computer yet, I need these lines from you." So he sent us some lines, and that's how I got the idea for the whole bit.
Um, it's not really a bit, I guess, but that little intro in the beginning, right after the countdown, it has all the old logos in black and white. That was the Marvel intro in my head. I don't know if they executed it as well, but I'm like, I want to show off, the previous awards and be like, hey, this is an annual thing, something to be like happy about or be cool, like be like, oh yes, we're back. And I can't lie, I got a little hyped during the whole countdown, but I also don't know if that's just because I'm nervous. Because every time you make something, you're always, there's always that part of you that's like, well, people like it. Even if everyone hated it, I'm still gonna be like, oh no, I'm happy with the way it came out. But you always want your stuff that you make or you're proud of to also be acknowledged by others. Like
Yep.
was there one thing you were nervous about or no?
No, I mean I was pretty confident in everything I did. I did assume that a lot of people would find the credits boring and leave early, um, but I didn't really think anyone was going to be like, "Oh, this sucks," and leave. Like they would have done that for anything, not just any one specific moment. So,
Um, I'll be honest. The one part that I was really nervous about was the intermission. Because I remember telling Ethan, I'm going to do a rap.
And I warned him from it. I said, nope, don't do that. But he did it anyway, the scoundrel.
The scoundrel. And I wrote the first chunk of that, like actually like back in December. Had it in my head being like, okay, this is kind of how it's going to sound. Then I had to find a song that kind of fit that. And then everything else I just wrote this week and kind of just did it. The Mad Lad did it anyways, exactly. I'm not saying it's great, by the way. I'm just glad that it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I was really nervous about it. I had my girlfriend listen to it. I'm like, how bad is this? It's like it's amateur, but not like terrible or anything like that. And I think it is genuinely funny. So I'm like, okay, works for me. She's my my go-to when I don't know, like if Ethan's not available or I need like just a little bit different opinion, because she doesn't follow anything about Warzone. So I'm like, hey, if you found this funny and don't know anything about Warzone, I guess
I'm entertained in the end.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I wanted to do a whole like actual music video for that, but it didn't happen. Time.
Yep. The killer of us all.
Do we have one regret or anything like that? Is there anything that you wish we did differently or added or maybe just got rid of?
I wish I could have made the Tesla ad like 5 times as long, but I feel like a lot of the humor comes from the brevity of it. So, if any actual regrets.
Yeah, you had a great, like, I don't know what that voice was, but it sounds so familiar at the same time. Is like, what was that? I don't, like, what were you, that voice you're doing for the Tesla ad?
Oh, that was just like my Apple voice. Like, I don't know, that's just like this, I don't know. We're about to change the world with our products and services.
But no, that was
no longer shackled to a chair.
Yeah.
That was all like one take too. I was like,
Really?
I don't have much time. Yeah. And it's funny. So like, I recorded all as one long audio track, and then I just cut out the spaces where I'm not talking because you could hear me kind of breathe in.
Yeah, we both
between.
kind of do
I
that.
never actually like moved them. So like I actually spoke with those pauses, and I left them in there like that. I had David do like each line like 3 or 4 times. I wanted Zed to do that, but he only gave me one take, unfortunately. At least they worked out all right. But I don't think I thanked either of them for contributing the lines. But thank you once again. Actual regrets. I mean, I regret not having the months and months and months of time to make all those trading cards for each nominee, but we only gave it was like 2 weeks, a week and a half for nominees. But like the nominee thread goes up, and then they're decided like 2 weeks later. So like I only had like 2 weeks to like actually make all of that art.
Well, that was the hard part too. There was a lot of stuff that like I had more time during certain weeks where I was like, man, I could really just finish this animation, but like I didn't know the nominees yet, or didn't know the winners or whatnot. Or yeah, it was before the nominees thread finished. There was a lot where like I'm like, man, I have so much time right now where I could knock this out. So like I did other stuff instead, like write the script took a long time. It was kind of rushed, but it came out all right. Because last year we had half a script written, and then I remember Ethan came over.
We got overzealous. I came over his house. They're like, we can knock this all out in like an hour, go get some Mickey D's, maybe watch a movie. And we spent all day like writing it because we were just so like embarrassed about what we came up with on the fly. Like, no, this sucks. We got to make it sound better. Redo this. It's a lot more effort than you'd think.
And I know, like, not saying it's a regret, but I think that's our one weakness. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think reading off a script is a lot harder than you think it is, like he said. I think we did certain lines better than others, certain parts better than others. I think that's something the only way we're going to get better at it is by just, keep doing it. So, but I think our flow is a lot better than last year's. I think it was more coherent. I tried to put in stuff that like we referenced earlier in the show, so it doesn't feel like
Just so it feels all connected.
yes. So open voting a bit earlier next time, so you can prepare more during that period. You have more free time if that period happens every year. Yeah, I mean, I remember they're voting what we did 2 weeks because we had the nominations for 2 weeks, and I remember we talked about making voting longer and shorter. I think we tried to look at everything in different ways. Like we'd have not like one of us like wanted one thing or the other. It was more just like, but what if we did this? Like, what would be the pros and cons to that?
We tried to do almost every single thing that we thought up. So I'm
Like, what
pretty
would
happy
like?
overall.
Yeah, I don't know if we would make the voting longer or not. Because I'll say that there was definitely
There's a drop off.
there's a drop off in the voting to
There's a big drop off.
make it made us think like should we have made this 1 week next time? But also we did more advertising this year. I hated to be the guy, but we needed to post in the global chat being like, hey vote, hey vote, hey vote.
Yep. And the only way it gets better is, over time, more and more people understand what the Warzone Awards are. So hopefully with our big advertisement by Fizzer, which got us to 107 peak viewers, hopefully a lot of you guys remember that, hey, this is a yearly thing. Maybe in December, I should be paying attention and thinking about who I think should be nominated for certain things. We're all in this together. The only way to make the show even better than before is if we have a whole lot of people giving quality nominations and voting with their hearts, not just some genitalia you follow, you vote with your heart. You follow your true love. And if Lionheart wins again, I'm going to be pissed.
That's true. Lionheart was nominated for 4 and he won 3 this year.
And I will say this though. Obviously I'm joking. A deserved win is a deserved win. Obviously, people vote for someone that they think can win. But I did see a lot of nominees that did not understand.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned it briefly.
This is a yearly Warzone or yearly award show. You can't nominate Rise of Rome for... there were people nominating Rise of Rome for things that weren't maps. Best clan, Rise of Rome.
Which I'm like, okay, that's a troll. But then the people were actually nominating Rise of Rome for like
best strategic map. Yeah, it's like... God. Or like people being like, oh, this map is like, that was 2018. Pay attention. But hey, I can't complain. For as many people as we had give either troll answers or nominees that didn't seem like they put much thought into it, we got like twofold nominees that did feel like they were well thought out.
Because last year we were scrambling. I'm not going to lie. There was like... Because the nominee, how we did it last year, and I'm glad, this is one change I'm glad we went with, was we had a nominations thread where people put their nominations publicly, where everyone can see. And it was so scattered because, people weren't filling it out like as if it was a form. People would just be like, Lionheart for Map Maker of the Year. And then like 3 posts later, that same person would write, Rise of Rome, or Fizzer, best Fizzer moment is this. Like nothing was like coherent, and it makes it so much harder to go back and forth. And I know we missed one last year that people got mad at. Not saying we would have changed it, but I know there was like one person that people were like, "Oh, this was nominated 4 times," and it's like, sorry, it's all scattered and it's hard to see. That's why I'm glad we did an anonymous nominee submission form, and
it also helps
because it puts it all together.
Don't get that much oxygen that way. So,
yep. So if you ever want to make your own award show, now you know. Learn from us.
I will say, so obviously, we had 12 actual awards. The soundtrack doesn't count. 8 awards were best blank, and 4 awards were blank of the year, right? The best blank awards had 5 nominees each, and the of the year awards had 3 nominees each. That was a change we made. But obviously, we had a lot of nominations for certain awards that obviously they weren't nominated in the actual thing. So it was cool to see a lot of people like it's the people that didn't get nominated at the end of the thing. Jesus, I'm losing track. I'm tired. But that actually were nominated by actual people. There were quite a few people that got nominated by fans a couple times that didn't make it in. So it isn't just like, hey, these are the 5 map makers. basically, or here are like the 3 people that the community knows. Like there are other people out there, and you have a chance of winning next year if you are one of those people and you think, hey, oh man, I didn't get nominated, I didn't win. But we had that survey link posted earlier. So if you can still find that in there, or we could maybe post it again in chat in a little bit, give us some honest feedback. There are probably awards that we didn't do this year that we could do next year, but it all depends on interest. And it all depends on like Devin said, we are not the best competitive players. I have no idea how this game is actually played. I don't know half of the competitive people. We
Yeah.
can't really like be the jury or judge on something like that. So we actually need a lot of legitimate submissions or people interested, to actually give long reasons why. If I get a nominee suggestion for, let's say someone nominates Devin over here for a Warzoner of the year,
Yeah.
and all they say is Devin, he's great. But then someone else says, "Oh man, but Ethan, he's been doing this and this, and it's so great to see this kind of thing."
Maps, or
He's he started off so poorly, but then really strode into his own. Like that kind of nominee suggestion is a lot better than he's great, even if in this hypothetical situation, Devin is clearly the one that's more deserving of winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all comes down to a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah, because I know there was a couple that we were on the fence about, and it came down to people who showed a little bit more reasons why, because it also helps us in the end that when we're doing research, because like Ethan said, we're not competitive, we're not good at this game, so we're not really involved in the competitive scene. And I will say I learned more this year than I did last year for the Best Clan Award and Best Match and Best Warzoner. Actually, because a lot of the nominees for those awards, actually, there was documentation of what they did, which helped a lot, by the way. Shout out to Cowboy. I think Farah does all the Clan League stuff. I'm glad that they have Excel sheets of who's the top, players on those teams, what clans won what tournaments. That really helped a lot, and it actually piqued my interest a little bit, being like, hey, maybe it's something I should get into or try to learn from. I think I mentioned it on the Warhole last weekend, saying, I want to get more into that scene just so we have
feel more informed.
Because might have been a storyline that we missed, and it happens, or maybe not everyone else missed too because no one's following it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone asked earlier in the chat, how are they able to play and talk at the same time? It's because we're not paying attention to how we're playing. At least I'm not. It takes a lot of effort to really reflect over 2 months of Warzone work.
Yeah, and I feel like it was just yesterday we were doing this for 2018, and like we're thinking, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and like I've been writing more stuff down because I tend to forget things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't write it down, and I remember I wrote some stuff down that actually happened in this awards, and I'm glad I did. So that's why it does help with the post-survey thing, because I remember we looked at it like the next day or within the same day, and then I remember we went back to it around December when we were just deciding awards or whatnot, and people were talking about certain things. So I'm like, oh, totally forgot about this or whatnot.
Yeah, and it is funny, like as soon as we see some of the feedback and where the dust has settled, all of our hard work pays off to a degree that we're satisfied with, and we can relax and reflect. All of a sudden, ideas start forming for next year, and I was so disappointed that I had to wait a full year last year before being able to start working on this year's award show. Because the logo that you can see on screen right below Devin, I literally envisioned that, that sounded really pretentious.
I envisioned it. In my sleep, I saw it.
I kind of designed it in my head like a week after the award show last year's awards were done. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking a star. And I'm kind of liking the silver and yellow kind of idea. Okay. And so it's fun. I legitimately have a fun time doing this. And I know Devin over here does as well.
My favorite part is, not saying I don't enjoy the award aspect of it, but my favorite part is working on like the intermission or the bits, being like, oh, I have like a thing in my head and I get to put it out there. And now with like story blocks, which I think we'll definitely do again. It literally saves so much time and was much more fun.
not gonna lie, I had more fun blowing David up twice in a car than reading off who won certain awards or whatever. But
And there's a lot of smaller things that we got to add that were referenced to last year that I don't know if anyone noticed. But if you care enough, you can find them. They're not like we did super crazy Easter eggs, but there's some stuff in there, and then like that's fun for me being like, oh, we did this last year. Let me bring that back. Oh shit, I didn't commit.
I did that a couple turns ago. Zed was calling me out in chat.
I am reading chat, by the way. I'm trying my best, but
Yeah, so like we mentioned earlier, the full award show, besides obviously what's happening right now, the after party, is going up on YouTube pretty much after this is over. It'll be up and live and waiting. We'll amend the final forum post with the link to both the Twitch archive and the YouTube, and we're not going to say who won. We want to push people to watch the video, watch the show. You know what I mean? Awards aren't fun if you just know who won without actually seeing anything about it.
yeah.
Gotta be a part of the hype. Gotta be a part of the moment.
Yeah, I look at this award show closer to like the Grammys, where like there's gonna be your performance here and there. There's gonna be a little. Obviously, this is a completely different type of field, but that's how I always envisioned it. Was like, okay, you have your awards, but you have that filler in between. We also can compare it to the Game Awards. I think if anything, it's closer to that, where we have trailers and stuff.
Yeah, the game advertisements.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll get, if you have an ad, maybe we'll charge you. That'd be nuts. Then
no, I'd love to open up, make this more of a community driven thing.
Yeah.
With us at the helm. If someone wants to do a super cool maybe source filmmaker animation at the beginning of an award show, or someone has an idea for an ad or a bid, or someone wants to actually be a sponsor. So I can take like 2 weeks off of work. I'll do that.
Not saying give us money, but one idea I did have, I think we talked about it privately, was like, for best clan and all that, what if we had an advertisement for a clan? If a clan really wanted to do an advertisement, because you see people in the forums being like, join Blitz. Like, what if Blitz had an actual ad? But then obviously there would be like restrictions on what you can do with that. And like
Sure.
that's where the hard part comes in, being like, oh, we made this ad. Be like, oh, sorry, you used stock footage that you stole. We can't use that.
Yeah, that wasn't sourced properly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these things, they sound really fun. I would love to do this. It all comes down to interest from the audience and honesty. We have such a tight turnaround from when we start this production to the finish line. We can't really spend a lot of that time vetting other people's stuff. You know what I mean? So a lot of it comes down to honesty. If we were to go that route, I would love to go that route, but it all comes down to interest. Do people want to see this? Do people want to be a part of it? It comes down to that survey list, I guess.
I guess that goes back to like, I'm editing, you're making something, or I'm making something. Like, there is some times where I'm like, man, it'd be great if we just had a third person, but like,
yeah.
I want to say, not saying we wouldn't ever not do that, but like Ethan and I have been working together on things since like 5th grade. I mean, we've been best friends since 5th grade, but like I remember I guess our real first taste of like making something like this would be in digital media in high school. That was when we had to make a book, and like I remember some of us made this thing, or one of us made that thing, and like
it was terrible, but we had fun making it. And we unfortunately weren't able to kill David in that either. Yeah, no, I have a lot of fun working on this stuff. It's a blast to be able to work on stuff this big. Yeah, we do this. We do a podcast that we advertise during the show. We always like doing this kind of creative
I feel
endeavors.
Like if anything, we do more stuff together than I think we do separately, if anything. But not saying that we don't like doing stuff by ourselves, but no, I think we just work well together. Now we're tooting our own horns. What the fuck are we doing?
I'll toot my own horn as much as I want. And I'll toot your horn too. So yeah, anyone that's perhaps new to the stream here on twitch.tv/Persona Fun, you see up at the top of that video up there, there's a little heart icon. Now mine is lit up green because I followed. If I were to highlight it, it turns red with a little slash between, because that would be an unfollow button. But if your heart up there is not green, like the enemy's team, go ahead and give it a click, give it a follow. You know what I mean?
I hate you so much. I'm retired, 50 years old, former business owner. I can get sponsors. The only thing with sponsors is I would like real sponsors. I mean, Ready Apron is real. But I don't know if that.
Thank you, Omniscience, for subscribing or not subscribing, following
yes.
to Devin.
The only thing with like sponsors, like I think we need, at least I don't know if we do, but I think we would need to ask Fizzer for permission for that, because technically he's giving the advertising. I like Warhol and all that wouldn't be as popular if it wasn't for his free advertising. Like I owe him a lot, honestly, for everything I do on Twitch. It started with him. That's where the base has been built from.
Off the backs of Randy Long John Fizzer.
Yes, Randy Long John Fizzer. So like I feel like if we did have a sponsor, he would have to get a cut. You know what I mean? Just by default, if not all of it.
Let's not have these public discussions, okay?
I know. I'm just saying. That's what I'm telling people. Like, I don't know if we'll ever have a real sponsor, because it's not like we're making money off of this. So.
No. If anything, we're wasting money because I could be doing other things instead of making this. I have a lot of fun making it with you. We kind of split up our responsibilities, as you can see in the credits. I know maybe you're too distracted by all the hotties in their vehicles, but
all the stock footage hotties.
Yeah.
Hashtag stock footage hotties.
I don't know how many people noticed that I use like the same girl driving her Cabernet, I think the car was called in the stock footage titles, like over and over and over again.
But yeah, we're losing. Losing hard, by the way.
I'm not even paying attention. Oh, it is next turn. Damn.
Like, I've been doing my part. All things considered, I thought I was gonna be dead in 2 turns. I've been doing my part, but yeah, it ain't looking too good now.
And this was in case anyone decided to hop in now to the stream, this was Landria, winner of Map of the Year for the 3rd annual Warzone Awards. It won Map of the Year for 2019. That's why we're playing on it right now. A lot of people surrendering, a lot of people dying. It is not a ragtag team against one giant force. We color-coded all of Team B there, so it's easier to follow along.
To see how bad we're losing.
Yeah. And it's funny, someone suggested in chat you can go into game and go to statistics and you can highlight the enemy team. And Warzone crashed when I did that. So I think it is easier just to change the colors.
I think I'm actually running on the older standalone app. By the way, speaking of money, please give Fizzer a couple bucks. Like, if you can afford to get a membership for a month, try it. Trust me. And actually, this isn't like an ad or anything. This is legitimate. The standalone app runs fluidly. I love it. It's worth the $15 a year, or $4 a month. Highly
Something like that.
Yeah, like it runs smoothly.
Yeah, just like David's literally in the credits. David's last words were, "I'm gonna go donate to Fizzer to keep this game going."
I don't know if he has a donation link, but I guess you could just buy memberships or coins. But
buy a membership. Yeah, you get a whole lot of fun perks, like being able to play a nice version of the game on your desktop.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, Flash is dying, so if you don't have a good computer, now's the time. Now's the time.
I mean, now, granted, I need to say this right now, because this is still technically a part of the same stream that had the Warzone Awards. In case there is any confusion, Warzone does not have a TV streaming service. It's not coming to Tesla, and it was not on the Apple Watch or the Nintendo Switch.
Sadly.
Those are, I assume, very obviously false false announcements.
That's funny, is that we asked Fizzer, like, do you have anything? And he's like, no, not, like, I think he has his own, like, work schedule and, whatnot. So, like, we're not going to force him to be like, give us something, but.
Give us a scoop.
Yeah, I'd love for us to be like, yeah, actually Warzone is coming on Switch. Like, that'd be amazing to actually be part of the
It was funny.
announcement, but
For the Warzone Awards 2018, we played Warzone or Fake News with Fizzer. He played it alone last year. And that recording we were talking, it was like, you should put Warzone on Switch. It'd be so much
so
fun.
we tried. All right,
We gave it a shot. We tried we tried recommending it
Yeah, we did like a sales pitch as if we work
for Nintendo.
For Nintendo. And Survivor has followed. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think didn't he say someone from Nintendo actually did reach out to him at one point?
I don't know. See, this would be great if we had Fizzer on right now.
Yeah.
This would be the time. This would be the time.
Well, he lives in Seattle, so everyone there is just in a coffee shop 24/7. If they're not visiting that Space Needle, they're drinking at Starbucks.
Yeah, GG Team B.
Yes.
It looks like most of them are alive. Did we kill any of them? Did one of them even get booted? No. Heifer Team surrendered.
They are all still alive.
We got one boot.
Damn.
That's actually impressive. For all the players, we only had one boot. I'll take it.
We got some screen cheating going on in chat. Nice.
It's just funny people think out like
it matters.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Warhol, you'll know that I don't care about that. So feel free. If it makes you feel better, by all means, go for it.
It's like training with weights added on, It means when Goku finally takes his bracelets off, he's gonna punch that mountain straight into the sky. Is that what he did?
I don't know.
It's been a minute since I watched good old Dragon Ball.
If anything, it means when I win, that's even worse for you.
Yeah.
My throat is so dry. I should have grabbed water during the credits or something. But yeah, once this game's over, we'll wrap up here.
Yeah.
But do people have any questions or comments? The Warlight TV thing had me wondering if it was real for the first 3 seconds. I wish it was.
PS Enough says, so where are the awards? Oh, they were... Man, I guess you'll never know. No, the whole award show will be uploaded to YouTube after this. We just streamed it all live. What did you use to edit the video? A good old program called Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
Would make the animations. A good old program called Adobe Premiere. I made all the graphic design
After
stuff.
Effects.
Adobe
After Effects.
Illustrator.
Okay, After Effects did all the heavy lifting for those animations.
Premiere just used DaVinci Resolve. Is this some Gen Z thing? Aren't you in high school, Zed?
No. Premiere is Bay. All right.
Si, senor.
Actually, because last year I learned After Effects for the first time to do the animations and the countdown. Luckily, I saved that countdown because it took me like 3 hours to do the one time. And all I had to do was just change up some stuff. So I was able to use the countdown from last year.
Yep. Just slap a different logo.
But no, I found an easier way to like export animations. I didn't know that you could just connect them within the Premiere project without actually having to encode anything. And I'm like, oh, thank God. So I got to learn how to do a green screen. I think you did too. That was cool.
That was actually really easy.
Yeah.
I only used the green screen for like the GPS on the car where it says enter the war zone in the Tesla ad. But we both learned how to use the programs we use like all year round just a little bit better. You learned how to export the stuff better. In Illustrator last year, I would draw up something in Illustrator in the vector program, and I would literally like add it to my Adobe Libraries project folder and import it into Photoshop so I can make it a PNG. And then I learned while making this award show that there's just an export as PNG button in Illustrator. It takes whatever's on your artboard and just makes that a PNG. And I'm like, this is literally could have saved me so much time for 2018's awards, but saved us a lot of time for the third annual Warzone Awards.
I actually still don't use libraries enough. I really should. The only library I had was Red Apron assets. So I just was able to grab those, but I didn't have anything else. But the way I edit is probably not the best way to do it. I don't know if that adds more to my time, but I just know I don't make mistakes that way. Where there's less copy and pasting, it's more like dragging and like I'll do everything more manually than I use short keys. I'm weird like that though. Like I don't use short keys really at all for like any type of editing I do. I'm all
People
about
call it a
file
masochistic
save
workload.
Like I'll file save. The only keys I probably use is in and out. Those are probably the only keys I use. Does Nightbot count as a viewer? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to like the 38, 40 people who have stayed after the credits. I thought for sure that
Did we
as soon as
drop
the
in like
credits
flies?
ended, gone. So shout
Yeah.
out to every single person watching. Like you guys blew my world today. Like I said, if I never streamed again, like I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
107? Shit. Not many people can say that. You know what I mean? Granted, it did help that Fizzer advertised it. So once again, thank you, Fizzer. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without anybody else. So like, or with everybody else involved. So like, it's not just me. I don't want it to make it about me, but it does mean a lot.
I had fun too.
Yeah, Ethan, did you have fun? By the way,
Yeah.
follow Ethan, by the way, on Twitch. I know he wants to
Actually,
start up again.
I plan
so.
on streaming tomorrow, but I'm not going to be streaming Warzone. But if you want to, you can go ahead follow
I think there's a
at
command.
twitch.tv/absolutely Ethan. Believe I have it like that. Yeah. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. But it's not a big deal.
I had a command for you, didn't I not? Absolutely.
You guys chatting equals interesting and good. Thank you.
Oh.
Well, you are welcome, Tits McGee.
That is probably the best name I've seen in chat today.
Ooh,
So if there's an award
today, okay. We did have someone in the MSF clan named Tig Biddies, and I love that person.
I do remember them. But no, I would say for winner of best chat username today would be Tits McGee for sure. So make sure to look for that next year. How am I still alive? I didn't think I'd be the last one.
Hard work and dedication. That's how you're still alive. Just like that's how we got this award show done. So we said what our favorite awards were. We said I think what our favorite bits were, slash segments slash moments. What do you think was the worst thing?
The worst thing? So now we're being like
The
super
worst
critical.
thing.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say worst. Maybe like our least favorite. The worst thing. That's tough. Like there's nothing in there that like I wouldn't have put it in if I didn't like it. You know what I mean? So that's tough. I guess my own worst thing is like I always wish it was longer. I don't know why I want it longer. I know most people probably don't want it longer. I just when I think of an award show like this, I think of it's got to be like 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like it's a full experience. No way
Yeah.
we'd ever get to 3 hours unless we had like a full length feature film in here or something. But or we had more like Q&A stuff with Fizzer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that would.
That was my regret going back to an earlier question. I wish we were able to plan even more things to do with Fizzer and Mercer, but a lot of timing, where we're like 5 hours apart, maybe only 3. I don't know how time zones work, East Coast, West Coast, but my least favorite thing was not coming up with enough new awards to really, knock it out of the park, because we could always add 10,000 more bits and segments, but it becomes less and less of an award show.
Yeah.
And it feels like a longer, like YouTube thing. Having more awards helps, not make it feel as if we're kind of just trying to strut our senior year premiere projects, quality work. You know what I mean?
Add this to my portfolio.
Yeah.
Kinda. I mean, you could do that maybe. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we did add because we had 10 awards last time. We have 12 now. But we also got rid of some.
We had last, yeah, because we got rid of worst map. We got rid of
best Fizzer moment.
Best Fizzer moment. We got rid of that. I guess best soundtrack. We did
best
get rid
new
of
clan.
Best new clan yet because the winner was Garlic Bread Enthusiast, and like that would. Earlier, we were talking about how quality nomination submissions make or break an award. Best new clan for last year, we had like just to scrounge, like someone kind of mentioned this clan. Oh, they weren't made this year. Okay, someone mentioned, you know what I mean. We basically decided ourselves what we wanted for best new clan because no one was really giving good submissions. So we had to drop that. And then, after nothing happened because of it. It's not like the clan got a lot of fame or notoriety or it didn't get a bunch of new members. They had 0 members afterwards. So
yeah, I asked to join. They never replied. Like it's that day because they replied in the forum being like, "What did I win?" Like that's an award that I would like to have, but like Ethan said, if we don't get enough
Yeah.
and then it is tough because the clans page isn't organized by like
Mhm.
age, or you can't easily
Which
access
makes it
that.
tough to tell people like, hey, nominate, but best new clan. Like, they're probably not going to want to do the effort to find out what all the clans were made this year. At least for new maps, like you can sort them by age.
Dead.
So they're all going to be 2019 until you hit one that's 2018. Right now, or I guess now they're 2020.
GG me. Someone mentioned best profile for Warzone awards. See, those are tough because, for example, Cowboy won Community Member of the Year. Spoiler, I guess. Sorry. He had a profile picture in 2019, and then he just changed it to Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah.
But like that was 2020. You know what I mean? So we had a. I remember.
I messaged him, and he said he would get me his old picture, but he never did. So unfortunately, it had to be a 2020 event to represent a 2019 award. So like that's the thing. Like maps, even when a map is updated, older versions are still accessible. They're still documented. Clans are documented to a degree. Tournaments, games, they're all kept permanently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to be like, edgiest forum post of the year, because you're probably going to get permabanned for trying to win that. But
Yeah, and we don't
like
want to bring negative stuff from the community into it either. So
and we don't want ethereal stuff. You know what I mean? Or ephemeral
I don't know.
things that decay pretty easily. Someone can change their bio and their profile immediately, and it might be awesome or something. Now it's gone. You know what I mean? It's hard to track what was real and what was not. You know what I mean? So we really do struggle with trying to figure out new awards that feel legitimate, feel respectful. When like I saw people suggest most raffles won. That's not really like a competition over quality. That's like you sat in global chat a lot. Maybe you have nothing else to do, and you won a bunch of coins. You know what I mean? That's different than like
I don't know how you would
doing
track
something
that,
creative.
by the way.
That too. You know what I mean? But I get a lot of submissions or suggestions rather like that are a bit tongue in cheek. I don't think anyone's like, I want to know who won the most raffles. I bet Fizzer can maybe know what that is, but who knows? Some of that information seems like it's not important to keep track of.
Best Gambler Award. Yeah, who has the most coins?
I would like to do if we had access to all of the data, these wouldn't really be like a subjective award. People nominate or people vote on who you think is best. They would be objective, but I'd like to see stats of like who won the most games, who won,
who played the most games,
right? Who created the most tournaments, who made the most maps. I mean, that would be pretty easy to find out. That would require clicking every single map that came out that year and keeping track of who made what. But that's possible. I don't know how many games someone won or played.
Yeah, and that goes back to
how many achievements that they earned. I would like to see that stat. Who had the biggest achievement percentage boost in 2019, or how many people got gold trophies last year?
Yeah.
Like I don't really know that without like digging in so much, and it's already like, well, I know a lot of people might think that there's too many map awards, but those are things that are easily documented, and I mean, Devin and I have a bit of a knack for map.
Because we both play on more of the goofier maps. We're not playing on Rise of Rome all day, and I feel like that's what makes it even harder because we did have nominees where people were playing Rise of Rome, like we mentioned earlier, which is incorrect. It has to be in 2019. And there's people who are like, "Oh, I don't want to put in the work," and like I get it, but then sometimes those same people will be mad about who the nominees are. So, like there's a thin line. But going back to the cutting awards or adding awards, so yeah, we had 12 this year, which is the most we've had ever. We had 10 last year and then 10 the first year. It might seem like we only added 2. We actually cut, so I think that was 4 that we counted, and added 6. Because we cut best new clan, best Fizzer moment.
Mm-hmm. Best soundtrack.
Best soundtrack wasn't on the actual ballot, but yes.
Right.
Technically, that's the 13th award. I know there's another one that we had. Worst map. So it was 3 roughly. So yeah, we did actually add some. It just doesn't feel like it because the total number only went up by 2.
Yeah.
Like I would love to have like 15. That'd
I
be
would love to
great.
have 20.
20. Yeah.
But I'd like them to also feel like they're high quality, deserved, and that requires a huge amount of interest from the audience.
Thank you, T-Best,
We
for
can
coming
make a
out.
bunch of BS awards, you know what I mean, and no one's gonna care about them, and we can hawk the nominations and the winners as if they're legitimate, and no one might care, and it might make other you need to oh, never mind, sorry. They might make some of the awards that people do feel as a bit more legitimate feel lesser because they're surrounded by most forum posts. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, like those to me aren't, because most forum posts can be you're a spammer, you're a troll, and
Right.
that's not something we want to.
And honestly, most forum posts doesn't seem like a good thing either.
Yeah, like if it was most forum posts, promoting Clan League, that's one thing. You know what I mean? But not, hey, I posted something about why a certain race of people is bad. No, you're
Yeah.
not going to get acknowledged. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
That is another thing too. Like, I don't care if someone gets nominated by 20 people for an award. If they're a racist asshole, they're not getting in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it does come down to honesty. It comes down to quality of the person. Because this is, we're trying to celebrate Warzone, not celebrate the people that, to be quite honest, probably don't put any money into it, whine a lot, and expect things, and also feel like they get to spout whatever nonsense about eugenics or something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to celebrate the good people of Warzone that make a bunch of maps or make fun, exciting tournament series or strategic templates on games, or you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
want to celebrate that than like feed
And that
egos.
goes out to all the people who are
High
watching who
scores.
might be lurkers or whatnot. Like, not saying the forum is bad. It's definitely improved over I think the last 2 years for sure. There's less bad people. But like, feel free to talk, in those forums, because then maybe you will be nominated for community member of the year, or just to get more involved. Because it's like Ethan said, what we put into this, like me and Ethan can put all our effort into it, 110%. But if we don't, it's so good because of how many people voted, how many people nominated things, and if we get even more than that, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better, and that also means it's better for the community. People will be more welcome to play this game. Will be more involved in this game. Not saying that we don't like what the Warzone community is right now, but I think it always can be better. You know what I mean? I want people to be like I would love if Warzone just got blew up overnight. You know what I mean? Freaking Ninja plays it. Great.
Because it has the Twitch tag for shooter.
Yes. but no, for real, someone mentioned earlier that they feel that the award show, makes the community better, and I'm like, that makes me feel good. Makes me feel real good. And that's kind of, I guess, the goal. We want to make something that if we ever stop doing this, or who knows, maybe one day we hand the keys over, that they can look back on this and be like, hell yeah, that was cool. Or this encapsulated the entire year. Because 10 years from now, I don't know if Warzone will exist or not. If it does, it might be totally different from now, but we'll have a time capsule. That's so cool.
Yeah, unless Fizzer copyright strikes us for using his name.
Yes. Best community discussion or for forum posts that blew up. Yeah,
but it comes down to, is this really something noteworthy? You know what I mean? And let's say that we make this an award, best community discussion. Let's say we use that name, and it's about forum threads that garner a lot of good-natured discussion over a serious or comical topic that really feels like it ties the community together. Let's say we make that an award. How many forum threads do you think would actually get nominated and feel like they deserve an acknowledgement, like an award like that?
Yeah,
because for a lot of things, we might get 2, and then do you really want to make that an award? We made the nomination suggestions a private thing because the year before certain awards didn't get nearly as many suggestions as others, and it can, on the outside looking in, feel like they're not as important as the awards where everyone's like, oh,
GG.
Lionheart made so many awesome maps, he needs to win. You know what I mean? Everyone's gonna say Lionheart deserves this award. How many people are gonna say best community discussion? I nominate the thread where Poon Crew talks about Seattle, Washington's coffee or something stupid like that. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that all awards feel like they're equal. And it's hard to when not every award gets the submissions that are equal. So we can make up a bunch of fun awards like that I think could be cool. It all depends on community interest. Is this something that the community thinks is worthwhile? And it is hard to gauge that.
Yeah. Well, we just finished the game here. I
died.
I feel like we kind of talked about everything generally. I'm sure we could keep talking about it because took us two months. So, but just want to say thanks to everyone who followed, everyone who watched. I mean, thanks to Fizzer again. Freaking something that alert out just made it feel so much more real. You know what I mean? So. But like I said, do the post. Please do the post award survey. It means a lot if you give us some good criticism or love, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, really, get involved in the community. Everyone who's watching, get involved in the forums, join the Discords. Even I just joined one now that I didn't know existed.
I've been lurking in 2 of them for years.
But and I hope that I see you all again in the Warhole. There's a Warhole, by the way. Not today. But every Saturday night, right here, we have something called the Warhole, where we play on goofy maps with goofy settings, and Ethan's on occasionally. So is David, who was a couple of the lines in the awards.
Unfortunately, he died as well.
In that car crash, yes. But they'll be on here. We'll play Warzone or Fake News once in a while. It's been a hot minute, but we'll get back into it, I think, soon. So yeah, if you enjoyed this or enjoyed us discussing, we do have Warhole every Saturday night. Actually, it'll be an hour and a half from now, usually. It'll be 2.5 hours. Not saying it'll be as good quality as the Warzone Awards, but I try.
Not unless I'm on it.
Your hair made me hard. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, so hard that you're going to press that follow button right now, buddy.
I think he already did. He followed 22 minutes ago. And Survivor. But yeah, any final thoughts? Kind of rambling here.
I'd like to thank everyone that watched. I'd like to thank for all the people that made things that were worthy of nominations for these awards. If you didn't win, I'm sorry. Next year is around the corner. Anything you do now can affect the awards next year. So I'd like to see a lot of new map makers. The best new map maker is one of the most interesting awards to me because literally these are brand new people every single year. So we're not going to get more of those people unless some folks in the chat here who haven't made a map before, get a little creative and make a map. So that's all I got.
Yeah. So do the post award survey, get all your thoughts out, positive, negative. We'll take all constructive criticism. And yeah. All right. We good? Yeah. We have other stuff to do now. We're always doing stuff.
We got to record a Sonic podcast now.
Yes, a Sonic podcast. Yeah, check that out, by the way, if you like us talking about other stuff, too.
Yeah, Sonic Movie Show.
Sonic Movie Show. The movie's coming out in 2 weeks.
Yes.
We've been doing this podcast for a year.
We're going to review that movie 3 times.
So, yeah, thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching me watch you.
All right. Peace, y'all.